Morning, everyone. Hope everybody's well. Not sure how many of you are up there. I can see 8, but maybe more. Let me know if you can hear me well. Ruti, sound is good. To make comments on the live chat, you have to be signed into your Google account. All right. Hi, Alberto. Ciao, Marco. How are you? Warren. Cool. All right. 9 o'clock. I guess these are challenging times for many. I can see that some people are taking it in good stride, enjoying the time off, the breaks. Hey, Elian. It seems like, Elian, it streams pretty good everywhere. So maybe refresh your browser or something like that. So challenging times, and mostly challenging because people are reactive. We always reactive. We always react. We have a pattern that we've been with for a long time, for many years. We always react in the same manner. Our reaction, right then and there, they set the pattern. We kind of like inseminate seeds of impurities every time that we react. And these reactions, they cause us to keep on reacting in the same way unless we start becoming aware of our reactions. And that's what you start doing when you sit and meditate. You start seeing the cause and the effect. The cause, which is in you, and the effect, which is in your reactions, in your behavior, in the way things happen to you later on. Many times we're not aware of what we do, or most of the time we're not aware of how we react and that we react, but we react 24/7 all the time, even when we sleep. And this reaction sets a course of behavior, and this behavior sets a course of actions. And then there's obvious we have results, and the results, they always come from the way that we act, from what we bring out. And this all starts in our mental impurities. And these mental impurities are seeds. They're seeds of impurities that drive a behavior. So what we start doing, we start seeing the pattern of our behavior. Matter and mind. Our breath is matter, and we can see how our breath always reacts to what happens in our mind, and how our mind always reacts to what happens in our breath, in our discomfort, because you sit. The longer you're going to sit, the more you're going to experience discomfort. And when we experience discomfort, when we experience discomfort, we start reacting. And this happens all the time. Every time that we react, there's actual biochemical, physical discomfort within us. So there are a couple of new people here, I know, on the call. So I'm just going to go quickly into what we're doing. We are practicing Anapana meditation, and Anapana meditation means observation of the breath as it goes in and as it goes out. And we're going to observe the breath as it is, without changing it, without trying to manipulate it, just accepting the breath and understanding that the breath is like a door to our subconscious, because everything that happens in our subconscious also manifests in our breath. So when we sit and meditate, all we have to do is be right here in this area, right underneath our nostrils. And we have to observe the breath as it goes in and as it goes out. And we have to be objective without any prejudice to any experience that we have. We observing the breath, but if there's also a discomfort that comes from us sitting or from a thought that we have, we are aware of the thoughts, but we still with our breath. Every time that the mind drifts away, you bring it back to your breath. And that's it. All you have to do is be with your breath. And try and work continuously. Be in this area with your breath for as long as possible without breaking it up. But because the habit pattern of the mind is very agitated and goes from one thing to the other, just jumps from one thing to the other. And when you realize that the mind has drifted away, just bring it back and don't have any negativity toward the situation, towards the experience. Just accept it. This is the experience, and accept it. And keep on working with your breath. And it happens again, just bring it back. And if you start feeling tired and drowsy, take a couple of deeper breath, intentional deeper breath, and then go back to observing your breath right here as it comes in and as it goes out. So let's start. If you wear glasses, you can take your glasses off. You're going to close your eyes, sit in a comfortable position, straight back, straight neck, and just bring the focus of your attention to this area right underneath your nostrils, and observe your breath as it goes in and as it comes out. As it goes in and as it comes out. Just be aware of the pattern. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it going in from one nostril? Is it going in from the other nostril? And whatever the experience, just accept it objectively. Don't be biased towards it. Don't try to change it. Don't try to manipulate it. Don't try to visualize it. Don't try to imagine it. Also, don't verbalize it. Just observe it. Don't say in, out, 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't do that. Don't bring any other techniques into this technique. Just give this technique a fair chance and work with it as it's intended to be used. So just observe your breath objectively, right here, right now. Every time that you feel that your mind is drifting, just bring it back. That's all you have to do. Just stay with your breath. Every time that you feel that your mind is drifting, just bring it back. Bring it back to your breath. Always bring your attention back to your breath and be aware of the pattern. Be aware of the constant change. Realize nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. Every experience that you have is impermanent. We've been meditating now together for about almost 18 minutes. If you'd like to keep on meditating, please do. The longer you meditate, the more you're going to get a hang of it. If you have any questions, you can post them in the live chat and I'll try to answer. I'm going to be here for at least another 5 minutes. Meditate morning and evening. If you have the time, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, it's great. If you have more time, meditate longer. The longer you sit, the longer you learn to deal with your discomfort, the longer you stay objective, the longer you experience the constant change, the ever-changing, the ever-changing moment, then you're not going to get attached to it. Also, a good way of implementing the faculty of observing your breath into your daily life is before you fall asleep, stay with your breath. While you're laying in bed, stay with your breath and be aware of your breath as you're drifting away. And also when you wake up in the morning, as you become conscious, just go straight to your breath and just be there for a couple of minutes with your breath. And this will help you to develop this awareness and be constantly aware of your breath. The more you're going to be aware of your breath, accept it during the day, you will slowly start changing your habit patterns. And remember that everything that happens to us, we are responsible. That you cannot blame anyone for your situation. Your responsibility is to be aware of what are you causing to get the effect around you. Now also, if you want me to remind you daily with a personal email, maybe you want to send me your email or leave it in the chat box and I'll send you a morning reminder or an evening reminder of the next session. Also, the link to the next session is always going to be below the video of the last session, and it's always in the playlist. So if you have the link to the playlist, you'll be able to get onto the next session. And I'll be live and available, and we'll do it every day as long as there's lockdown. You're welcome, Alberto. Hi, Roel. Hi, Pat. Dale, good to see you here. If you have any questions, just put them in right now. You can also connect with me later if you want. Pleasure, Warren. Thanks for being here. All right, guys, I see no questions. Namaste, Adrian. They're also for me. Homeschool all day long. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining. I'll see you in the morning. If you posted your email, I'm going to send you a reminder. And if not, always go back to below the last video or to the playlist. That's where you find me tomorrow. Peace and love.